Alright, welcome back, Team TWC. It's your boy TWP Popcorn. Y'all already know what time it is. 6 p.m. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, aka another day in paradise. And the more people I hear saying that, I don't even get mad. Like, how'd you know my catchphrase? That's supposed to be my catchphrase. I say that because, where I overall am in life right now. It's kind of like paradise to me. You see what I'm saying? I put in work, I get things I want, then I do more shit that I want to do. Hell, if you ain't happy with what you got going on, holler at your monetization coach. That's why we do it, baby. That buy me a coffee. Shout out to the buy me a coffee because y'all already know we monetize YouTube content creators out here, and we ain't playing them games with them people. You see what I'm saying? I know what it takes to be qualified to to get some action. Okay, see, I don't like you not having that clip button right there. The whole reason why I'm on YouTube and not Rumble is just so I can get some more clips. Because I believe after the fourth, I need some more. You dig? Yeah, I've been having 4 highlight videos a day because I had so many videos that I had highlights for. Then I got to the point that I was through with March at the beginning of March. So I've been doing the Rumble Studios. So, y'all know. But anyways, y'all ain't trying to hear me talk all damn day. Y'all ready to see some videos and then listen to me talk about said videos. Maybe. I don't know. The name of this motherfucker is called Questions. Ha. Rough draft. Ha. What the heck is it doing? Did it pause? Nah, that motherfucker just froze up on me. It said, hold up. I'm trying to roll up. Let's get these going, though. Shout out to Matt over at the Legal News Network for Cannabis. Y'all know he got him a new YouTube channel, so I suggest you go check him out over there, too. On top of the regular content that he creates on his other channel, he's doing more than one, and I appreciate that.
Now, today's show, we got big news coming out of Texas where the Senate actually passed a bill to ban all hemp-derived products, but at the same time, voters have actually said in a poll that they support keeping the market legal. Let's dig into that and see exactly what's going on.
State lawmakers just moved forward with a plan to ban anything containing THC. If the bill becomes law, it could force thousands of businesses to shut down.
Now, as you guys can see, the Texas Senate has approved a bill that advocates say will effectively eradicate the state's hemp industry, prohibiting consumable products derived from the plant that may contain any amount whatsoever of THC. Now, with the backing of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who held a press conference criticizing the hemp market on Wednesday after visiting stores that sell cannabinoid products, the hemp ban legislation passed the full chamber in a 24-7 vote. 24-7, that's pretty overwhelming. Now, under this bill, only non-intoxicating CBD and CBG items can be sold, even though hemp with up to a 0.3% by dry weight was legalized at the federal level back in 2018 under the Farm Bill. Now, supporters of this ban actually argue that recriminalizing the herb with any traces of THC is necessary to close a loophole in the state's own hemp law that has allowed for the proliferation of businesses selling intoxicating products. Now, there are a lot of people who cite the tax benefits as reasons why legalization should be pushed through. But according to this, and I quote, "For those that argue that this should just be more regulation and tax, there's not enough tax that we can collect that will deal with the behavioral health issues and the addictions that we currently face. It would be in the billions. It's unenforceable because every day a new product hit the shelf that was at the whim of the chemist." Now, this goes on to say, and I quote, What they have created and what they're doing is akin to K2 and spice and bath salts of the past that we as a legislator voted out of existence as soon as possible. The effect of what this drug is doing to the people that are involved in it, contrary to what you hear, is devastating. It's generational and it's creating psychosis. It's creating paranoia. Now, this is something that we touched on multiple times in the past. Texas is taking steps to ban everything, every single thing. Whereas, according to multiple polls, the voters down in Texas are overwhelmingly in support of legalization. So we're in a situation where the lawmakers are trying to do one thing, but the people actually want something else. Now, there was a news report reporting on Senate Bill 3, so let's have a look at this bill and what this news report says about it.
Crackdown on THC products. Rochelle Turner is live in our newsroom with what this could mean for you at home. Good morning, Rochelle.
Good morning, Amy. If this bill becomes law, those popular THC products like gummies, vapes, and hemp flowers would be banned. Now, supporters say it's about protecting public health, while critics argue it would devastate small businesses and drive customers to illegal alternatives. Now, the Texas Senate just gave the green light to Senate bill yesterday. Now, it's a measure that would outlaw all THC products, even those currently allowed under state law. So right now, products with less than 0.3% are legal in Texas. Senator Charles Perry, who's leading the charge, says the hemp industry is taking advantage of a legal loophole and making products too accessible to minors.
Now, just a quick reminder, guys, if you're getting value from this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support us further, join the ICANN VIP Bean Club or buy us a cup of coffee. Now, these are competing views that we've heard about for a long time. On one hand, you have people who want to regulate it and actually tax it so that the market can thrive. On the other hand, you have people who want to ban everything outright. They cite the kids as the
Matt, don't threaten me, okay? Don't threaten me. I don't appreciate that. He said, check out the buy me a coffee. Let's go see if he actually has one first. You see what I'm saying? Because he over here talking about buy this man a coffee. I might just buy the man a motherfucking coffee. Y'all know how we do. Where's this buy me a coffee link? It's not on this channel. Why does he not have a buy me a coffee link in his description? See, he tripping. But anyways, we'll go find it on his other channel. Let's see. I can THC. Boom. Come on, let's go. You took me all the way out of YouTube for this? Really? Go back. Go back. How did we get there? See, because now they playing with me. See what I'm saying? They playing with me now. Like we ain't going to do our homework in the middle of doing our homework. You dig? Like we ain't gonna put in our homework while we doing some. Oh, I went to the internet bar. That's why I was trying to bring that up. Now we want to search I can, because it should pull it up for me. It didn't. Well, it will now. God damn it, Bobby, you made me look bad. Let's see. Is this his main channel? 77,000 subscribers. It looks like it is. It looks like it is. It doesn't say he's got a link over here either. Why does he tell people to buy him a coffee if he ain't got no goddamn buy me a coffee? See, that's one of those things that I be talking about. But anyways, let's go back to the playlist. Because, you know, we be team get it in over here, so we be trying to get it in. I'd have bought to do the coffee. But hell, that's a whole different story now. No, just click on this and we'll go back to there. And put it back big because nobody wants to see little screens.
Now, on today's show, we got big news coming out of Texas where the Senate actually passed a bill to ban all hemp-derived products, but at the same time, voters have actually said in a poll that they support keeping the market legal. Let's dig into that and see exactly what's going on.
State lawmakers just moved forward with a plan to ban anything containing THC. If the bill becomes law, it could force thousands of businesses to shut down.
Now, as you guys can see, the Texas Senate has approved a bill that advocates say will effectively eradicate the state's hemp industry, prohibiting consumable products derived from the plant that may contain any amount whatsoever of THC. Now, with the backing of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who held a press conference criticizing the hemp market on Wednesday after visiting stores that sell cannabinoid products, the hemp ban legislation passed the full chamber in a 25 24-7 vote. 24-7, that's pretty overwhelming. Now, under this bill, only non-intoxicating CBD and CBG items can be sold, even though hemp with up to a 0.3% by dry weight was legalized at the federal level back in 2018 under the Farm Bill. Now, supporters of this ban actually argue that recriminalizing the herb with any traces of THC is necessary to close a loophole in the state's own hemp law that has allowed for the proliferation of businesses selling intoxicating products. Now, there are a lot of people who cite the tax benefits as reasons why legalization should be pushed through. But according to this, and I quote, "For those that argue that this should just be more regulation and tax, there's not enough tax that we can collect that will deal with the behavioral health issues and the addictions that we currently face. It would be in the billions. It's unenforceable because every day a new product hit the shelf that was at the whim of the chemist." Now, this goes on to say, and I quote, "What they have created and what they're doing is akin to K2 and spice and bath salts of the past that we as a legislator voted out of existence as soon as possible. The effect of what this drug is doing to the people that are involved in it, contrary to what you hear, is devastating. It's generational and it's creating psychosis. It's creating paranoia." Now, this is something that we touched on multiple times in the past. Texas is taking steps to ban everything, every single thing. Whereas, according to multiple polls, the voters down in Texas are overwhelmingly in support of legalization. So we're in a situation where the lawmakers are trying to do one thing, but the people actually want something else. Now, there was a news report reporting on Senate Bill 3, so let's have a look at this bill and what this news report says about it.
Crackdown on THC products. Rochelle Turner is live in our newsroom with what this could mean for you at home. Good morning, Rochelle.
Good morning, Amy. If this bill becomes law, those popular THC products like gummies, vapes, and hemp flowers would be banned. Now, supporters say it's about protecting public health, while critics argue it would devastate small businesses and drive customers to illegal alternatives. Now, the Texas Senate just gave the green light to Senate bill yesterday. Now, it's a measure that would outlaw all THC products, even those currently allowed under state law. So right now, products with less than 0.3% are legal in Texas. Senator Charles Perry, who's leading the charge, says the hemp industry is taking advantage of a legal loophole and making products too accessible to minors.
Now, just a quick reminder, guys, if you're getting value from this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support us further, join the ICANN VIP Bean Club or buy us a cup of coffee. Now, these are competing views that we've heard about for a long time. On one hand, you have people who want to regulate it and actually tax it so that the market can thrive. On the other hand, you have people who want to ban everything outright. They cite the kids as the reason for doing so. But let's have a look at what some of these lawmakers say and those reasons as to why they want to make this move.
You hear a lot about this stuff's going to kids. 29, 22, 29, 22, 22, 18, 20, 21. This is changing people's life in short order because it's been marketed as something that is safe and legal, and it's anything but. The deception in this industry and what they have created and the lives they have ruined is unacceptable.
Now, a lot of people cite the kids and say that it destroyed.
What laptop that is? That's such a distraction from the topic, sir. I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that in the future. Don't ask me what type of laptop it is. Here, let me show you, though. Let me show you, because we do answer questions, but, you know, respectfully. Let's see. It's a one of those. Where does it say it at? Where does it say it at? It's like a Lenovo or something goofy like that. I don't know. My sister's nephew used to have it. And then I got it about 3-4 years ago from him. So I've been using it ever since. But anyways, back to the topic. Asking about, goddamn, what type of laptop is that? To me, don't be asking crazy questions. Stay on topic. Get me sidetracked. And
his lives, but I would really like to see the proof of that. A lot of people cite these things, but there's no concrete proof of that. In fact, there are analysts and researchers who cite that legalization actually correlates to a reduction in crime, reduction in violent crime as well. But all that said, people who are against the bill, let's hear what they have to say about it and how they will be negatively affected.
Now, opponents say this bill could do more harm than good. They warn it could shut down over 7,000 businesses and put thousands of Texans out of work. There's also a concern that banning legal THC will push consumers towards the black market where products are stronger and unregulated.
So there are small businesses and local businesses that would suffer from this ban. But not just that, people who actually use it for medication. There are tons of people who suffer from PTSD, such as veterans. Actually, hear what this veteran had to say about it all.
A recent public hearing, a disabled Marine veteran shares how legal THC has helped him turn his life around.
4 years ago, I began using high-quality hemp-derived consumables. Within just 2 months, I was off all prescription medications except my diabetes meds. The 11 drug interactions that once sent me to ERs and hospitals simply vanished. I transformed from a man burdened by thousands of pills into a high-functioning individual, a better husband, father, and person, all thanks to these products. I stand before you today to ask, please do not ban a product that has given me and countless others a second chance at life.
Now, going a step further, according to this Science and Health article, 4 in 10 military veterans with chronic pain report using medical herb to manage symptoms. This is according to a new study. So 40% of military veterans suffering from chronic pain report using medical herb to treat their symptoms. Most of them say that they use the herb to deal with pain, mobility, sleep issues, while a substantial number of veterans also say that it helps with PTSD, anxiety, and stress. Nearly all participants, 98%, said that healthcare providers should discuss the use of natural products with their patients. Now, this report was published in the journal Global Advances in Integrative Medicine and Health, and this says the survey revealed prevalent use of multiple NPs, natural products, concurrently and in some cases as substitutes for prescribed medications. In fact, the good herb was the third most common natural product in the survey after vitamin D and multivitamins. So this goes to show that they are recognizing the medical benefits of the good herb. And the article goes on.
Wait a minute. So the people who wasn't taking their vitamins finally started taking their vitamins and smoking weed. Shout out to them Flintstone kids. 10 million strong and growing.
To say, and I quote, as for herb and chronic pain, a recently published scientific review concluded that cannabinoids may be useful treatments for various types of chronic pain, and in some cases, helping to reduce the use of other medications. The paper also said that select mixtures of cannabinoids can help to minimize the undesirable effects of the herbs, such as psychoactivity.
Now, Senate Bill 3 now moves to the Texas House, where lawmakers are considering a different approach. Now, their version, House Bill 28, would tighten regulations on the hemp industry rather than banning outright. So if both bills pass, the two chambers will have to negotiate the final version before it becomes law.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of the same back and forth we did with opioids, because there were so many people with chronic pain who say they needed it, and how to sort of regulate that and make sure that people who were misusing it didn't get it. But what does this mean for people like that veteran that we saw? Can they still buy these products?
So for right now, products under the 0.3% limit are still legal, but if this bill makes it through the House, that could all change quickly, and for people like that veteran, they won't be able to purchase it in the state of Texas. But of course, this is something that we're going to continue to stay on top of.
So evidently, this is a developing issue. But what we're seeing is a situation where lawmakers have proposed one bill that seeks to outright ban everything, and on the other hand, they've also proposed another bill which seeks to tighten regulations. So what we're going to find ourselves in is a situation where both of these bills need to be reconciled, and they need to determine which one better suits their needs. But let me know what you guys think about all that. Drop it in the comments down below. I really want to find out what you guys got to say about that. But what's really crazy is that some of these lawmakers are actually saying that THC is more destructive than alcohol. So check that video out, because it's coming up right now.
Like I said, go check out both his channels. And ask him where the hell is buy me a coffee one kid since he telling people to buy him a coffee. Say, hey, Popcorn heard that you said something about buying a coffee, but you ain't dropping that buy me a coffee link. You dig? Shout out to Six Bows being back. We appreciate that.
333. 3 is the number of communication. So when anyone sees those 3 numbers together, they have to basically start communicating more. Whether it be going to a party, you have to be more social. 555, there might be a baby on the way. 5 is the number of sexual energy. 666, 6 is the number of family. So again, most people think that's some kind of
my God.
Most people think that's a negative number.
Is that why they make it so negative? Because they're against the family unit.
Exactly. So it's not just that, but think about it this way. 666 is not the number of the devil, okay? There might be a devil, I'm not saying he doesn't exist, but 666 is not the number. 666 is the number of time itself. 60 minutes in an hour, 6 and 0, 6. 60 seconds in a minute, 6 and 0 and 6. And 24 hours in a day, there's your 666. It's very simple.
What are the reasons that people see these three numbers?
So here's the thing.
That cannot be coincidence.
No, of course not. Here's the thing. Everyone sees those numbers. Most people just aren't aware of it. They think of it's a coincidence.
We got a why people are leaving Kansas City video.
If I don't put it on the list,
shouts out to that town.
A lot of you are going to call me out for it. For some residents, the frustration has reached a point where they're seriously considering leaving Kansas City altogether. The only thing that's rising in Kansas City is rent and the homicide rate. People are leaving Kansas City, and some of the...
Hey, shout out to that big homie. Y'all know to go check out my dude DJ Is every day, multiple times a day, because you never know when he's going to have a beat available for you or a vibe ready for you to know, just to study to something while you was working. I need me some work music. Like right now, I'm surprised I ain't got something playing in the background. It's probably that one song playing in my head, because you know how that song in my head is. I think about it over and over again. Hey, but that's another topic. Shout out to that big homie. Y'all know to go check him out on Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to music, because I'm pretty sure he posting. Yeah, you dig?
The reasons might just surprise you. Every time I post on Instagram or YouTube, I notice this trend where people are expressing their frustrations with life in KC. The reasons behind this frustration are varied, from financial pressures to rising housing costs, but these comments are more than just complaints. They're part of a larger conversation about the challenges facing our city. Not too long ago, I posted about how you might need to earn $90,000 a year just to live comfortably in KC, and it blew up with nearly 300 comments. People were debating whether that kind of income should go towards a bigger house or a more modest apartment. And these conversations, coupled with the ongoing concerns about wages and the local economy, help explain why some folks are thinking about leaving Kansas City. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the real reasons why people are making the tough decision to move away from KC and what's driving them to look elsewhere. Now, let me be clear, I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from moving to Kansas City. Quite the opposite, actually. As a realtor, I've helped many of you move here, and I absolutely...
What's funny is I had a small 2-bedroom house a couple years back, when I was married, right? Yeah, small little 2-bedroom. The little deal was like $500 a month. Yeah, they want about $1,200 now for it. And I was like, are you crazy? That's like $700 higher than what it used to be back when I originally was renting that deal. And it was a small house. I mean, I'd say, yeah, I could fit both of the rooms almost in this one room. So shout out to having a bigger room. That's why we moved back in with our parents. Hell yeah, they was tripping. And I could have an indoor garden over here without paying more money. Y'all get y'all a monetization coach. You did get you a coach.
Absolutely love it. Shoot, I live in Kansas City myself. However, there's no such thing as a perfect city. For the number one reason, let's talk about traffic, commuting, and road work. This is one of my most viewed reels on Instagram, and it's racked up over 2 million views. The comments are hilarious. A lot of people agree that driving the downtown loop for the first time is incredibly confusing. Even though I drive there regularly, I still find myself second guessing which exit to take. If you spent any time navigating Kansas City streets, you know what I'm talking about, and it can be a mission that feels like it will never end, in potholes on almost every side street are also common complaints. These issues aren't just minor annoyances, they're impacting daily lives, turning a simple commute into a test of patience. The ongoing road work, especially the construction for the streetcar Main Street extension, has added another layer of frustration. Detours and road closures have become so common that they're almost expected, forcing drivers to constantly adjust their routes and adding extra time to what should be a straightforward trip. For many residents, this constant disruption has made navigating the city a daily challenge. On the bright side, the streetcar main extension is making solid progress with 90% of the track work complete. The project is on track to finish by 2025, and this extension will stretch from Berkeley Riverfront to the University of Missouri, Kansas City, covering 6.5 miles, and it aims to make travel in the city a little more efficient. Once completed, it's expected to alleviate some of the pressure on the road by offering a reliable alternative to getting around. However, even with these improvements on the horizon, the reality of living with constant road work, traffic congestion, and the ever-present potholes is wearing people down. While some areas may see smoother roads and less stressful commutes in the future, the current situation is pushing many to their limits. For some residents, the frustration has reached a point where they're seriously considering leaving Kansas City altogether. I know personally, I hit a pothole the other day that made my teeth rattle, and I was almost...
Y'all already know. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Kansas City. We on the up and up right now, but hell, they just had that recent play to try to keep the Chiefs here because, the Super Bowls, they say, be rigged. But you know how that goes. I mean, I ain't saying it wasn't time for us to lose. Shouts out to the Jets. If anybody I prefer us to lose to, it's definitely going to be a green team. Shout out to the green team because we be out here going. You dig? But that's another story. But like I said, y'all already know. Back in my day, I was getting ready to leave Kansas City. I said I'm going back to Cali, or shit. What do you say? Take me to Miami. So one of those places. I was getting the fuck out of Kansas City because guess what? I didn't want to be in Missouri if the laws wasn't gonna be right. See what I always tell people. Well, if there's a place that sounds better, you better be ready to move. Because, hey, if you stay in a bad situation, that was your choice. You chose to stay doing bad. I'm not used to doing bad. So as soon as I'm like, well, they're doing a little bit better over there. You see what I'm saying? I'm not monkey branching, as they call it. I'm making a smart investment in myself because that's what you're supposed to do. Invest in yourself. Hey, do I want to sit around in a place where I can't legally smoke marijuana knowing I'm going to want to smoke marijuana? Hell, I just got off work at 5 o'clock. What am I doing? I'm doing my videos. Shout out to the video gang. And I'm smoking. They don't want me to smoke, though. Yeah, they can get the fuck out. Fuck out of my house with that shit. Hell, rent too damn high. It's Kansas City, baby.
Certain that I was going to have a flat tire. The constant battle with traffic and road conditions is a significant factor in these decisions. People are looking for places where they can enjoy a smoother commute, fewer roadblocks, and less time spent sitting in traffic. As Kansas City continues to work on these infrastructure projects, it's clear that for some, the road to better living conditions might lead them out of the city entirely. Now let's talk about the next reason why people are leaving Kansas City: the politics. I recently had an opportunity to sit down with Mayor Quinton Lucas for an interview, and the reactions were mixed, to say the least. While I'm not here to dive into the political fray myself, it's clear that many residents have strong opinions about the city's political direction. Some of you did not hold back in the comments for that interview. For example, one person said, "Get rid of Lucas. He has helped ruin Casey Mo," while another added, "The only thing that's rising in Kansas City is rent and the homicide rate." On the flip side, there were supportive comments like, "I love Mayor Lucas," and there were also concerns about the overlooked issues such as homelessness and public safety, with one commenter asking,
Well, here more recently, I can tell you that there has been a lot more homelessness, which goes back hand in hand with the rent being high as hell. These people that used to be able to afford a house can't afford it now, so now what do? Yeah, well, some of the smarter ones found them areas to put tents in, and the rest of them are just walking around all fucking night because they gotta sleep during the day. So you got to sleep if or when it's warm, where it's warm, and then at night you just walk around hoping don't nobody tell your ass you can't come in the bathroom. You dig? That shit's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people these days in Kansas City, and we ain't gonna lie about that fact. Hey, that's why I tell them, hey, we can get you away from them bums, but hey, you'll still see them at some point in time. Because, hey, there'll still be that person at the stoplight. Probably ain't a bum at the stoplight, though, begging for money. Because, the rich people was paying their rent. Because other people paying their rent. My rent high, but somebody else going to pay it for me anyways. That's how they roll. He said, "Hell, I stayed out here for a couple hours with a sign.
You should have
I got
asked him
people
what
throwing all
he's going
types
to
of money."
do for our homeless Kansas City citizens. These reactions highlight how divisive politics can be in Kansas City. For some, the city's liberal leanings and political climate don't align with their values, prompting them to consider moving to the suburbs or more rural areas where the political atmosphere is different. Whether it's a desire for a more conservative environment or simply a place that feels less politically charged, the city's political landscape is becoming a key factor in why some residents are choosing to leave. Next up, let's talk about what's going on with Kansas City's property taxes. Now, surely people aren't upset about taxes, right?
Well, we're waiting.
Of course they are. According to taxrate.org, the average property tax in Missouri is $1,265 per year for a home valued at $140,000, which works out to about 0.91% of the home's value. But things are different in Jackson County. For example, in Jackson County, the average tax rate is 1.28. So if your home is assessed at $500,000, you're looking at about a $6,400 annual property tax bill. Now, that's quite a bit higher than the state's average and shows just how unique the tax situation in Jackson County is. Now, even more recently, Jackson County has run into some major issues with property assessments, causing some tax bills to more than double. It's been a huge headache for homeowners, but the Missouri Tax Commission just stepped in and put a 15% cap on property tax increases for 2023. But here's the catch. It doesn't mean you'll get a refund if you overpaid. And those extra taxes, they've already been used for local services like schools and the police, so there might be some tough budget decisions ahead. The county is trying to sort all of this out, but it's going to take some time. If you've been hit with a big tax hike, it could end up getting rolled into your mortgage, which means higher monthly payment. And if you're renting, you might feel the pinch too. Landlords could pass those higher costs on to tenants. It's a frustrating situation, and while the county is working on solutions, it's clear that many people are feeling the strain. With property taxes on the rise, finding and keeping affordable housing in Kansas City is becoming more and more challenging.
So that just let me know how to negotiate my upcoming deals I got coming, because I got deals coming. I ain't gonna say too much of what I am doing. I'm just letting you know how I know to do them now. I want to throw in a 12-month rent, then add in the what their taxes should be estimated at, and that should lock me in for a good 3-year contract in most places, which will be what I need. So yeah, there we go. How do I lock in this location for the next 3 years? Well, what's the rent plus the taxes for the 3 years? And then make sure I send them a check for that. You dig?
These issues are making people rethink whether they want to stay in the area, adding to a trend of folks considering a move. It's a tough spot to be in, and it really highlights the growing concern over the cost of living here in Kansas City. Speaking of affordability, the rising cost of living is driving a significant migration from Kansas City to other states or even rural areas. And it's not just the property taxes, although those have certainly played a role. The rental market is also experiencing sharp increases, making it increasingly difficult for residents to find affordable housing within the city limits. To put things in perspective, recent data from rent.com revealed that Missouri has seen the fastest rent increases in the country over the past year. Statewide, rent prices jumped over 13%, bringing the median cost to just over $1,200. Kansas City itself didn't fare much better, with rents increasing from 7% to a median price of $1,644, marking the 7th largest rent hike among large cities in the U.S. I recently heard from someone who relocated to Kansas City from another Midwestern city, and they were shocked by by how much the rental prices have surged here. What they found was that there isn't just a minor uptick, rentals have become a significant financial strain for many people. The rising property taxes and escalating rental rates are creating real challenges for housing affordability. And with the raising rents, that's drawing more investors into the market that are buying up single-family homes and creating more competition between regular home buyers and forcing more people to stay locked into the rental market and driving up rental prices even further. So with more and more people being priced out of Kansas City and forced to look elsewhere, it's creating a situation where they're just people that have to leave. Another major reason for some families leaving Kansas City is the schools. Many of the school buildings in Kansas City Public School District are outdated, with issues ranging from deferred maintenance to aging facilities that just don't meet modern standards. While the city will vote on a $474 million bond in April of 2025 to address some of these concerns, it's been over 60 years since a bond like this has been passed. And even if it does pass, it won't cover all the repairs and improvements that are needed. For families, especially those with kids in the public school system, this lack of investment is concerning. When you compare Kansas City schools to those in nearby suburbs, which have newer facilities and more resources, it's easy to see why some parents are choosing to relocate. They want to access better educational environments, and many feel that staying in the city isn't the best option for their children's future. While the bond could help turn things around, the reality is that for some families, waiting for improvements just isn't an option. In the end, schools are a critical factor in why some people are choosing to leave Kansas City for the suburbs or even out of state. And the second to last reason why people are leaving Kansas City that a lot of you in the comments might say needs to be number one is the crime. Now, I considered not even putting crime on the list, but if I don't put on the list, well, a lot of you are going to call me out for it. Now, recently, one of my Instagram followers mentioned that crime here feels like it's getting out of control. And to be honest, I kind of agree with him. This happens every summer. Every day I see headlines about shootings, businesses with smashed windows, and cars being stolen. The stats back it up. Kansas City has a crime rate of 5.9 out of 10 according to US News. But here's the thing, I live in Kansas City, specifically in the Waldo area, and most of the crime that I hear about comes from the news or social media. Is there crime? Sure. It's a city. I hear sirens and I see the occasional neighborhood post about something happening, but personally, I take precautions like not leaving my car doors unlocked, and I'm usually in bed by 9:30. While crime is a real issue, it's not something that's always right in your face. Now, Kansas...
Technically, you ain't gotta be in bed, but yeah, your ass should definitely be at home by like, I mean, unless you out making some money, I wouldn't be out in these streets at nighttime. No, Saturday, Bob. Hell, nah, not that. Especially summertime after dark. Nope. Not even. Nope. Once I get home, I'm home. Sorry. You could be mad at me. I'll do an event if I got an event, because, you know, that's out networking and doing something with a purpose. But just being out late because, hell, it's hot now. I can't be in the house. Well, go get your ass shot somewhere, because I ain't going. I'll be real quick to tell motherfuckers, like, hey, I am not, nope. I got everything on my way home. I got cigars. I got some weed. I even got enough Mountain Dew to keep anybody that'll say who happy. You dig? If you drink up all my goddamn Mountain Dew, I'm gonna put your ass out. So you won't even be at the house. What happened? You know, you running through my Mountain Dew. I'm gonna need you to go. Shout out to Kansas City, though. It's a good place to stay. But like I said, you better have a program to be following, and it'll be a good place for you. I mean, shout out to the big homie in St. Louis, Zoe Vanguard. He live on Facebook. Go check him out. Y'all know, I don't think I did that video and put him on there, but I went to the damn event. Some shit happened that night. Don't worry about it. That's grown folk talk. But yeah, y'all know to go check out the big homie. Appreciate that.
City's police department is a bit unique. It's actually under state control, a system that goes back to the Civil War era to fight local corruption. While this was originally meant to reduce political influence, it's created its own set of challenges. There's been ongoing debate about whether local control would do a better job of addressing the city's crime issues. At the end of the day, there's still a lot to love about living in the city. If you're considering a move to Kansas City proper but are concerned about the crime, I have two suggestions for you. Number one is hire a real estate agent like me, who knows the local areas and can help you find the right neighborhood. Second is check out sites like neighborhoodscout.com, where you can dive into detailed crime data and other important info down to the neighborhood level. Going back to that Instagram message, my follower mentioned how crime used to feel more targeted, but now it seems like everyday people are becoming the victims. Crime is definitely a concern, but there are ways to navigate it, especially if you know where to look and what steps to take. Which leads me to the number one reason some people are leaving Kansas City: the suburbs. Kansas City itself has a lot to offer. Many are drawn to the quieter lifestyle surrounding suburban neighborhoods. The KC metro area extends outward into a range of suburbs, offering real estate options that suit different needs. Unlike cities like Las Vegas, where you're surrounded by the desert, Kansas City is surrounded by a diverse mix of neighborhoods that appeal to a variety of preferences. In the suburbs, you'll find less traffic, less crime, and more space. Areas like Overland Park and Leawood are known for their upscale living and excellent school districts, while Shawnee and Olathe offer more affordable options with a little less congestion. It's easy to see why many families and individuals might opt for the suburban life. But here's the flip side. While the suburbs have their appeal, Kansas City itself has been steadily growing since the 1980s. The population continues to rise, and about half of you are choosing to move into the city and away from it. Kansas City offers a vibrant urban lifestyle with plenty of attractions, restaurants, and events, so it's not.
So in other words, the people that was born here usually are the ones that move away. So if you do end up moving here, you'll probably stay here, is what he just said. I mean, I've been here since I moved back because, you know, I was a military kid. So in 85, I was born here. Then we moved away in like 86. You see what I'm saying? Hey, I was a one-town baby. You dig? Only one of my siblings born in Kansas City. Shout out to the season, though, because y'all already know. Technically, with it being April 2nd, season started like mid-March. But, you know, I'm posting shit. I ain't even going to half of this stuff. I'll go check out the locations and see if I like the place. And if I don't like where it is, just like that place that I posted yesterday, I went and actually saw where it was over there on Truce. Because I knew right where it was. It said 41st and Truce. I was like, can't do 41st and Truth. But that's a whole other story. Y'all can check out the Buy Me a Coffee and request that story anytime over there. But, you know, I ain't going to say that about it on YouTube because that's not a YouTube story. You dig? But anyways, like I was saying, so it is Kansas City. That's what we're talking about, the season 2025. Why is we not getting out too much this year? Because we're doing homework. And if ain't nobody telling me to come do an event, you see where I'm at. I'm at home doing some work. I got places and stuff I need to go check out, which we'll get them done. I got 2 lounges I need to go review. Shout out to the Having Lounges because, you know, we got those and we'll go do those reviews one way or another. If I, you know, catch something free that I like to go to, I'll go to that. But if I got to pay to go to something, y'all know how it be. Y'all know how it be. We'll get it done and get it recorded, but then that'll be members exclusive on the Buy Me a Coffee side. Speaking to the members, because one of these days, when I get at least 2 more members, I'll probably do another membership post only over there. But you know how that is. That's always the goal. So we're going to need at least, 3 people to sign up to Buy Me a Coffee by the end of the month. So we can do a members only video over there because it'll be worth the time then. If not, we'll just have it as a regular, hey, I recorded this and it's an extra video type video. It's got that highlight showing. Now let's go back to the live because, you know, somebody got to watch me. Somebody got to watch me. If it's only me, it'll be me. Shout out to Kansas City, though, because that's why we talking about the season. Hell, we out here putting in work anyways. Y'all know how I do. I drive around all day, every day for work. Exactly why when my ass come home, I might be home.
about the suburbs. Whether you're drawn to the quiet of the suburbs, has options for everyone. Now, if you're considering locating, check out my map tour video of the KC Metro to explore all the fantastic opportunities across both the city and the suburbs, and we'll see you on the next video.
Shouts out to Scully. I believe y'all should go check out his last reading he did, because he be reading to you. That's what he does. Often then reads to you. Shouts out to my homie Show Me Sasquatch for putting together this artwork for me. Appreciate that too. What up, 2A Vet? Y'all know to go check out the homie content. Second Amendment content for those who don't know. Hey, I'll explain it to her right, because they don't get it. I gotta be putting in that work on them videos too. Y'all know to go check out Show Me Sasquatch. And quit playing with your boy Sass.
Hey everyone, welcome into our latest Trade to Black podcast. As usual, I am your host, Shad Dales, and today we're diving into one of the most talked about appointments in Washington recently. President Trump's new drug czar, Sarah Carter. We're going to find out today, who is she? What does she stand for? And most importantly, what this means for the cannabis industry. So with that, let's get into it. Let's first begin. Sarah Carter. She is a journalist and former Fox News contributor, widely recognized for her investigative reporting on border security, drug trafficking, and national security issues. Her work has earned her a reputation as a relentless advocate for justice, particularly in exposing the dangers of fentanyl and opioids. While she doesn't have a formal background in public health or drug policy, her appointment signals a shift in focus towards enforcement and border control, which is a hallmark of Trump's broader agenda. So why did President Trump choose her? Trump has praised Carter's unwavering commitment to tackling drug-related issues, calling her a fighter who aligns with his vision protecting American families from the scourge of drugs. Her strong stance on border security and her investigative work on drug trafficking make her a natural fit for Trump's administration, which prioritizes enforcement and combating illegal immigration. So now let's talk about the cannabis industry and what Carter's views are on it. She has expressed cautious support for medical marijuana, calling it fantastic for people with serious illnesses like cancer.
Now, she's all for a medical program, as he just said, but she's really a stickler on anything else. You dig? Yeah, if you got something that you need a prescription for, we're going to write you a prescription, get you over there to the motherfucking local prescribed place or dispensary, whichever way you do. You might go to a legit pharmacy. You never know. Hell, but she's really a stickler. But like they said, she's big on his other policies that we all do like. You see what I'm saying? Especially as far as getting them borders back under control, and then as far as stopping people from bringing in fent, because that's why the borders need to be locked down, because they can bring in anything with them. You can't just bring in people. You can bring in people with bringing in anything. Shout out to not controlling our borders, but being in control of our home. Hell, if I'm sitting at home, I don't want some weird person just able to come in and sit down and chill, and they just get to kick it there because they made it in now. Oh yeah, I'm here now, so you deal with it. Oh no, definitely not coming in my house, nigga. I'll pay the bills here. Hell, what the fuck? I didn't want no visitors. That's why the homie
She has
don't even know
also
where the new house
emphasized the
is.
importance of regulation and monitoring, suggesting that while she may not advocate for full legalization, she could support rescheduling cannabis to make medical research more accessible. This is interesting, and how I really view it, this is a good thing for the cannabis industry. This brings us now to Trump's own stance. During his campaign, President Trump hinted at rescheduling cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule...
See, because that give you somebody else who you can start emailing besides the president. You don't want to annoy the president like he ain't getting 2.6 emails a day, but you can annoy her because she's only getting about 100,000 emails a day. You see what I'm saying? You might be one of the ones that get read. You might hit her up on a slow Tuesday. She only had 5 emails that day, and her publicist actually looked at yours and was like, hey, answer this to this guy because he at least got that coming. You dig? They might pull some shit like that on your ass that day. You might hit her up on a day she didn't have any emails, and you was the one guy who did hit her up that day. So you got red. You didn't get left on red. You got red at least. You dig? Like they looked at it. That was about it. Did they even read it though? That's crazy. You never know.
3, a move, as we all know, would be transformative for the industry. It would lower barriers to research, reduce taxes for dispensaries, and potentially pave the way for broader reform. Again, I'll repeat this. With Carter at the helm, we might see a more balanced approach that combines enforcement with incremental policy changes. But here's the wild card. President Trump, as we all know, is known for his unpredictability. While his statements often stir controversy, they usually signal a larger strategy. So pay attention here. If Carter's appointment is part of a broader plan, it could mean significant changes in federal cannabis policy.
Well, like I was saying about him appointing her, she's known to be a stickler on not being for the legalization. So if they do more for us as far as our benefits, at least you got somebody that you would want to be saying no to some things there to possibly say no. Like, nah, y'all ain't just gonna get everything. We'll give you medical. And as long as you get medical, then you get all full benefits of that could go with it as far as the home grows and the da-da-da-does, which we're going to cover coming up one of these days in a video on why you need medical versus recreational. You dig? Recreational is cool. Let grown folks do what they do. But recreational also leads to the market where kids get into it easier, apparently, which is, that's not what happens anyways. Kids who smoke weed they're all the black market customers, because guess what? You got to have an ID and be 21, all type of stuff. Which, I mean, you might be able to, but those are already illegal companies online putting in that crazy work. If a proof of ID, you're fucking up. You're fucking up. Hell, kids is buying that shit online. They ain't even got to show ID. They just got to know a date that says that they're old enough to buy it. Add 21 years to your life and then buy it. Yeah, I'm 35 buying this. Literally, I'm 17.
Scheduling, banking reform, or something else entirely, that remains to be seen. For the cannabis industry, Carter's appointment could be best described as cautious optimism. Her investigative background and nuanced stance on medical marijuana could pave the way for meaningful changes, even if full legalization
it's not a
remains
nuanced
off the table.
stance, sir.
One thing is for sure,
a lot of
we're going to
people
be
know that
watching this
there are
closely,
great
so there's a lot
benefits to
to
smoking
unfold,
weed.
so stay connected with us. Lastly, what do you all think of this appointment? Is this a good thing for the cannabis industry? Could it lead to rumored rescheduling or other reforms? Let us know by leaving your comments below. And as usual, if you like this content we produced, give this video a like, smash on that bell for all notifications, and please subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate it here at the TDR Trade to Black podcast. That's it for today, and like I always say, stay open-minded, stay connected, and I'll see you next time in our latest Trade to Black podcast. I'm your host, Shad Dales, and thanks again, everyone, for watching.
Cannabis micro businesses. That's the buzzword in Missouri, which revealed its first round of license winners across the state.
The Kansas City Metro had the most applications for dispensaries compared to other Show Me State congressional districts. Fox 4's Jacob Kittlestats live from Westport, home to one of the license winners. Jake, you're finding a trend with these locations?
Yeah, Lauren, we have. They're all empty buildings. Nothing's going on. But these licenses, they were announced just yesterday, and this is really a situation where you need to have that license before you can do a lot of the other work.
40 Highway in Independence. This former Steak and Shake is listed as the potential future home of a dispensary micro business. Troost Avenue. This spot, once a car lot, is the address listed on the application for a winning wholesale grow operation. And in the belly of the West Bottoms, this back alley, surprisingly a part of State Line Road, also secured a grow license. They are a few of the first 40 cannabis micro businesses getting an initial go-ahead by the state, targeting certain demos for ownership.
By both minority group members and those of limited financial means.
Dan Viets is the Missouri coordinator of NORML. He says a license will likely attract startup investors, allowing low capital outsiders to break into the business. But state paperwork shows some applicants apparently banded together, with 74 out of the nearly 200 applicants for a Casey area dispensary listing this spot on Archibald Avenue as their potential address. Missouri health officials say that is allowed, and in fact, the licenses aren't married to a specific address. More information will be sussed out in the next month, but one highlight, the random selection process was taken very seriously.
It was conducted by the Missouri Lottery. The fact that those locations are vacant buildings now means that they are immediately available for development.
So these are going to be
Well, that's because, I mean, with the way this is set up, in order to get in, you got to actually have your paperwork that says you can be there and operate. You can't just buy the location and then be like, oh, I'm already set up and ready to go, and you ain't got the license, because they'll come shut your ass right the fuck down. That's why the locations are empty, because you can't have nothing in there until you get the license. Then once you get the license, you got 2 years to get operational. That's why they said, yeah, all the locations are currently available, or for rent, as they would say, ready for you to develop into the business, because you can't get the green light till you get the money right. You got to pay them people their money and get approved. Then they're going to be like, all right,
businesses. And for example,
go
the
ahead,
grow
move in,
license
set up,
means
and
that
go.
one of these facilities could have up to 250 flowering plants at the same time, and they could have 3 to 4 active crops over an entire year, so that's a lot more product for the marketplace. Jacob Kittelstad, Fox 4, working for you.
They only estimate one harvest every 3 to 4 months of that 250 plants.
I just came across this
I'll do 125 plants a month.
It was a
Harvest. Boom.
prize that I got in the mail from Echo. Living your best life. And I obviously had lost it. Because it was
Glad that Linda reminded me to pay some bills.
her and Yoda. Some baseball cards.
I know to go check out Melinda Elliott every morning on her way to work. She usually live, whatever time that is for you.
Apparently not. So I got Ed Roush. Let's see what else I got. Minnie Minosa. And George Foster. And I had put these up so I wouldn't lose them, so I could get them into my card binder. But of course, they slipped behind something. But I'm glad I found them.
See,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate Melinda.
Bye.
She be having hobbies, man. She be doing multiple things. Besides work, she'll actually show you her hobby and interests.
Now at 5:30, authorities in the Inland Empire have busted a massive illegal marijuana operation. The numbers are startling. Hello once again. This is the KTLA 5 News at 5:30. I'm Micah Holman.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. And tonight for Sheriff Calvin, sheriff's deputies in San Bernardino uncovered $100 million worth of marijuana on a property in Oak Hills.
They were in bags stacked as high as 12 feet. Rachel Metatop live in San Bernardino, where she spoke with authorities about this operation.
Micah, Sandy, wild story. Residents apparently reported a strong smell around this property, and for good reason. There was a massive stash of marijuana, unlike anything detectives have seen before. I want to start by showing you where this bust happened in the city of Oak Hills. It's an unincorporated part of town in the high desert. Detectives tell me they served a search warrant Monday at 7 a.m. on a 5-acre property with a stash house. Inside, believe it or not, 92,000 pounds of marijuana. We're showing you 3,000 trash bags filled with processed mid to high grade marijuana. The thing is, detectives don't know whose property this is and who's behind this massive marijuana cultivation.
No, like they don't know who property
We've
it
had
is.
several large marijuana cultivations
I
within
mean,
San
they don't
Bernardino
want to say
County
whose
back
property
in
it was.
2021, 2022. We had a huge influx of outdoor marijuana cultivations throughout San Bernardino County. At one time, we had upwards of 1,400 illegal cultivations. Since then, and the large operation we had with Operation Hammer Strike, we were able to serve over 800 search warrants, and we've been able to get those numbers down dramatically, down to right around 100 active grows that we're actively investigating.
And once detectives determine who's behind this, the person or people responsible could face charges for sale, possession, and also felony environmental related charges. What's so dangerous about this is that a lot of the illegal distributors will use toxic pesticides on their stash, and the people buying the marijuana have no idea what they're getting. We're live in San Bernardino tonight. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Micah, Sandy, back to you.
Rachel, thank you.
Starting tomorrow, Missourians can apply for a license to run a marijuana micro business. It's the latest part of Amendment 3 to roll out after voters approved it in November.
Now, the state will award 6 licenses in each of Missouri's congressional districts this fall. Lauren Schwinker explains what these businesses will provide and how you can apply for a license to run one. Lauren.
Yeah, well, Paul, you can apply right here on the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services website. All you'll have to do is scroll to the very bottom, and it opens up at midnight. Now, there is a $1,500 application fee, but it gets refunded if you do not get a license in this round.
Micro marijuana business license enables one to cultivate up to 250 plants at a time, meaning you can have 3 to 4 harvests per year.
And applications for those licenses open Thursday.
The people who apply for these licenses need to meet one or more of approximately 6 criteria.
Dan Vietz is the state coordinator for the group NORML, which supports legal recreational marijuana use.
The criteria include being relatively poor. You don't have to be destitute, but you have to have had an income in at least 3 of the past 10 years below 2.5 times the federal poverty level.
It's something local dispensaries say they're excited about.
We look at it as an exciting time for more cannabis culture people to be in the business. You know, I mean, we are basically a micro license is the way it sits now because we're one of the very few dispensaries that has 1 license.
Alex Paulson, one of the owners of Easy Mountain Dispensary in Republic, says he thinks it will balance out product availability.
We're really excited to see more craft and boutique cannabis come on the market, which the micro licenses will have the huge advantage of being able to lean into craft and boutique style cannabis.
The state will be awarding micro business licenses to 48 owners, split up across Missouri's 8 congressional districts with 6 per district. 4 of those will be wholesale businesses that can both manufacture products and cultivate the plant.
We're a fan of the plant, we're a fan of the culture, and so we see this as a win for everybody.
Now applications close Thursday, August 10th, and we have links to those applications at the bottom of this article on KY3.com.
When you first start blazing, getting some purple bud is pretty exciting, but then as you get older and you meet more people that smoke, you start meeting people that hate purple weed. A lot of people hate purple weed, but Why? So there's two different ways that your bud can be purple. Number one is with the genetics, and that's why a lot of people get excited. A lot of the genetics back in the day that were really good also happened to have purple in them, so it was kind of an exciting feeling to finally see some of those purple nugs. But the other way that you can have purple bud is by a grower just making their grow cold at night. And it tends to be that if somebody is focusing on trying to make their nugs go purple by making their grow cold at night, they're probably not focusing on making the bud actually good. So then a lot of people hate purple bud because they assume it's going to be dead.
Wow, that's Snoop Dogg, the Godfather. I hit that blunt, I'm going to see the father. Damn, Earth was cool. Oh, this gas, 93 octane. God, take me now. Hey, cool it. He got another one sparked already. He being unreasonable. This beyond me if you think I'm finna hit that blunt again. Heavens no, I'm high, bucko. I'm puzzled. I'm finna give it right back to him and tell him I hit it 10 times already. I'm finna call 911 and report an attempted murder. He keep passing me blunts. He think we in a relay race. What a bummer. I'm finna put this out, and if he asks why, I'm gonna tell him I'm allergic to marijuana. Weed for me stand for with each exhale, I'm about to die.
Yeah, first
He
one,
gotta
that
knock
one.
it
Why?
off. I done already took
Why would
2
you just
blunts.
throw
He
a
done
blunt?
sparked a third one. Smoke monster. I'm finna play sleep. I'm comatose. Big fella, you took that blunt to the head. Now you finna be in the nearest hospital bed. This ain't the move. I'm finna scoot. He a different.
Hold on for one of the wildest stories we've ever heard. It begins with small-town police in Oklahoma pulling over a tractor-trailer headed for Colorado. They think they have one of the largest marijuana busts in history, 17,000 pounds. The drivers explain, it's just industrial hemp, the stuff that won't get you high, it's not marijuana. The police don't believe them. So 4 people, including a cannabis company founder from Colorado, get locked up facing drug trafficking charges that could bring 15 years to life.
You can see these 60 boxes filled to the brim with marijuana.
The mega marijuana bust made the local news in Oklahoma. Tantalizing visuals and a shocking claim that drug runners didn't even try to disguise the contents of the semi-truck coming through the small town of Pawhuska. But is that what really happened? Andrew Ross of Aurora was in that second van. He's with Patriot Shield, veterans providing security services to the cannabis industry.
I run a veteran-owned company. This is absolutely...
Ross, a colleague, and 2 drivers are facing aggravated trafficking of marijuana charges that could bring 15 to life. There's a simple way to clear this up. A lab test for THC to tell if this is harmless hemp, as they say, or one of the boldest marijuana smuggling runs of all time. But an attorney for one of the men says that federal drug labs nearby are closed for the government shutdown, so he doesn't know when they'll receive the tests back. Meanwhile, his clients are still in jail in Oklahoma. Ross, the Coloradan in the group, the guy with the beard, he posted his $40,000 bond tonight. A Louisville-based company tells us that was their $500,000 load of hemp coming here for processing. They say they specifically got assurances from the Oklahoma Department of Transportation that they were aware of the federal law and there was no issue bringing it through Oklahoma. This is a complicated and crazy story, so before this one blows up, let's step back and consider the scenarios. Scenario 1, it really was industrial hemp on board, totally legal. That police department thought it had the bust of the century and was completely wrong. And if we're going to Occam's razor this thing and say the simplest explanation is the best, that's the one you have to go with. Because otherwise, you have to believe that they were really trucking 17,000 pounds of black market weed across the country and giving Oklahoma a heads up that it was coming through. And then there's one final possibility, and this would be a wild one. What if the hemp wasn't fully or properly tested before it was shipped? It comes back from those lab tests high for THC, then that means that those guys were transporting an illegal product and did not even know it. Stay tuned. This is a wild one, and it's just getting started.
Well, damn.
Cutie Detox superheroes of Nutriville. In the vibrant town of Nutriville, where health and happiness flourish, there lived 5 friends. Alex the apple, Carly the cranberry, Sam the spinach, Gina the ginger, and Toby the turmeric. They had a special mission, to keep the residents' kidneys healthy and happy. One sunny day, they gathered by the sparkling Nutri River, their favorite meeting spot. Alex the apple was the first to speak. Hey friends, we're like superheroes for the kidneys, helping people ride bikes, scooters, and enjoy the outdoors by keeping their bodies balanced and healthy. Carly the cranberry nodded. That's right. We're like little kidney superheroes. We help flush out toxins and keep those kidneys clean. Sam the spinach added, and we're packed with vitamins and minerals that give kidneys the strength they need to work their best. Gina the ginger chimed in. Plus, we have antioxidants that fight off harmful invaders and protect those hardworking kidneys. Toby the turmeric grinned, and let's not forget my special power, curcumin. Curcumin helps reduce inflammation and supports the overall well-being of the kidneys. As they talked, the Nutriville residents started incorporating these superfoods into their meals. They made colorful salads, tasty smoothies, and hearty stews. With each bite, they knew they were giving their kidneys the love and care they deserved. And so, in Nutriville, these fruit and veggie friends continue to spread their kidney detoxifying magic. They showed everyone that taking care of their kidneys wasn't just about a quick cleanse. It was about nourishing and supporting these vital organs with Phase 100 power. Remember, friends, you can be a kidney hero too by enjoying the goodness of cranberries, apples, spinach, ginger, garlic, and turmeric. Ready to be a superhero for your health? Visit www.superfoodparents.com and join the Nutriville community to learn how to nourish your body like the residents of this vibrant town.
Well, also in Queens, police takedown of a massive marijuana operation. Police say it's one of the city's largest pot busts ever. Officers discovered millions of dollar warehouse in Astoria, Queens. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate has more on the sophisticated.
Yeah, good afternoon. Neighbors tell me today that they would see fancy cars pull up outside of this warehouse and would see boxes go in and out. Never did they think that the NYPD, along with the New York City Sheriff's Office, would find hundreds of pounds of marijuana worth $5 million. This morning, the New York City Sheriff's Office have posted up these signs letting the community know that there's no business going on inside and that this warehouse is shut down. And for many of them, they're reacting. Let's take a listen.
Living in this neighborhood for 7 years, you know.
And didn't know what was going on. Damn.
See things that other
Stay your ass at home. See, you was safe.
And, even though it's none of
Although
your
it was
business, you keep
popping.
it pushing, and eventually things like this happen, and then it's not a big surprise.
$5 million of marijuana. That's a lot.
Seen people doing business. I thought it was a legit business. They look all decent and innocent. I would never believe.
No, just people around there going with expensive cars inside. Then put a little package in the cars.
Law enforcement tells us they even found equipment that produced vape cartridges for sale. Our cameras were rolling as hundreds of pounds were seized at the warehouse facility on 2nd Street here in Astoria. Police tell us they became aware of this when they were responding to a report of a robbery at the warehouse around 3 a.m. yesterday. Officers arrested 2 male suspects in their 30s who they said had 125 pounds of cannabis flower. They realized the suspects were taking the product from the warehouse, so they reached out to the sheriff's office, and together they moved in, making it one of the largest seizures. Now, the sheriff's office telling us there was nothing legal about this warehouse.
If it was a legitimate operation, we would have licensing, of course. There would be some type of documentation that they are a legitimate LLC or a corporation. In here, it's obvious that it's just a storage house, and we do have some intel that they are supplying other areas in New York City and outside of New York City.
Now, according to the city, more than 750 illegal smoke shops have been padlocked. The city had ramped up enforcement back in April, but the big question this afternoon is where all of this marijuana is coming from. We're in Astoria. I'm Phil Tate, Channel 7.
All coming from. We know where it's coming from. Somebody growing the hell out of that shit. Shout out to indoor gardeners, because you can produce a lot if you get something going indoors. Yeah.
Everybody in New York was calling to get down with Mr. Nice Guy. We met all kinds of customers, like this guy here. He's what we call an enhancement smoker, because he thinks that marijuana makes every activity that much better.
Mi casa su casa.
Observe.
You're Scarface, right? Yeah. I love Al Pacino, man. Did you ever see Son of a Woman? Yup. You ever seen Son of a Woman on weed? That's the way to see it, man. It's just whack. $60, yo. It's cool, man. I got it. Did you ever see the back of a $20 bill, man?
No, I don't know, yo.
Did you ever see the back of a $20 bill on weed? Oh, there's some weird shit in there, man. There's a dude sitting in the bush, man. Does he have a gun? I don't know, man. I don't know. What? Red team go. Red team go. It's just some weird shit, man. Man, you're fucking crazy, yo. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, man. Hey, yo, wait. Dude, I'm gonna check out the stars later. It's really trippy. Especially on weed, man.
Under new laws and licenses, New York movie theaters could soon allow herb to be sold and consumed while you watch your favorite movie. But on the other hand, tons of states are banning advertising, specifically those large billboards. But let's start off here and dig into these movie theaters that could soon be serving popcorn, soda, and herbs, if you get what I mean.
Movie theaters may get a major makeover to appeal to the masses, and we are not talking about interior decorating, friends. Execs in the movie industry are said to be considering and cell phone friendly screenings and even sing-along showings.
Oh, so it's just going to a movie in Los Angeles. Just going to
I know where you're going. Okay.
So as you guys can see, they poked a little bit of fun at it, but that's all in good humor. But the interesting thing is that a lot of movie theaters, I think, since the pandemic, have actually been experiencing reduced levels of attendance. And that's simply people now using streaming services and other types of platforms like that to watch their favorite movies. Heck, I use Amazon Prime, I got Max, I got all types of stuff. But what makes this situation so unique is that this is the first time that these movie theaters will allow the sale, but also the consumption while you enjoy your favorite movie. Now, popping into this article, first off, it's only New York. This is limited to New York at the moment, and these theaters can sell herb, but also allow consumption. Now, this is not set in stone just yet, as these are currently plans in the works to expand the permitting and licensing rules that allow adults to buy and consume herb at movie theaters. Now, you guys would remember, actually, a few days ago, we did an episode where New York is now allowing herb in farmers markets. They're taking a great step forward. And those permitting and licensing rules are pretty similar to these in that they're trying to expand the amount of people that can access these products. And the article goes on to say, and I quote, "While many theaters across the country currently let moviegoers purchase alcohol, that's not the case for the good herb, even in states where the herb has been legalized." It goes on to say that at this time, the herb can only be sold at legal, licensed adult use shops, but for theaters to serve herb at their establishments, they need to either have an events permit or a consumption lounge license. Now, what's pretty cool about this is that the idea of potentially expanding permitting to things like farmers markets and movie theaters, that will authorize sales of products at the movie theaters and set New York apart as it continues to build upon the state's legalization laws. Now, guys, how cool would that be? Being able to hit up your favorite theater to watch your favorite movie while also consuming your favorite products. Heck, to me it seems like a win-win, but I can see issues popping up where there may be some people who are okay with it and some people who are not okay with it. So the movie theaters, maybe they may have to have consumption movie theaters and non-consumption movie theaters, if you get what I'm saying. Basically, just trying to cater to everyone. So drop it in the comments down below, let me know what you guys think about that. And just a quick reminder, if you're getting value from this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support us further, join the ICANN VIP Club or Cops Emerge for the Bridgestone. Now, it seems that New York is taking steps forward, and that's really great to see. What's not so great is what's happening over in Indiana, where they're actually taking steps to ban a lot of billboards. That's going to cause a lot of trouble for companies that want to advertise. There are tons of other states which are banning billboards, but let's start off right here in Indiana and see what they got going on.
If you've ever taken a road trip to Michigan, you may have noticed some billboards advertising dispensaries across the state line. So today, a big debate over those billboards came up in a Senate committee.
Our senior reporter Emily Longnecker is here to explain what this debate is about. Emily, this debate was not over a bill, but an amendment
to the bill. This amendment would ban billboards in Indiana from advertising for billboards, and we know that is illegal here in Indiana. This wasn't a debate about whether should be legal or not. This became a debate around what should be allowed to be advertised on billboards in Indiana and whether those ads are protected by the First Amendment.
So you guys can see it's not only an advertising issue for companies, but it's also a First Amendment issue. Is this affecting free speech? Now, a lot of people might have different ideas on what constitutes free speech. What the lawmakers had to say.
We've got billboards all over the place that say, "Come to my store and buy this." We have trucks, mobile billboards that drive around and sit in front of our parks. That's unacceptable, and it sends a mixed message to the consumer that this product is legal in Indiana, which it is not.
Republican State Representative Jim Pressel wants to stop that from happening through an amendment he presented today to House Bill 1390. Heard by lawmakers on the Senate's Homeland Security and Transportation Committee. The amendment received pushback from a handful of witnesses in the advertising and billboard industries.
Anybody that thinks people are going to go buy because of an algorithm is living in another world.
Anybody have one of these? All you have to do is Google nearest dispensary.
Fact.
And that will pop up and it'll give you all kinds of dispensaries closest to you.
Fact.
It'll when you get there, it'll tell you what their products are. So when everybody has this in their hand, I see that as a greater threat actually than a message on a billboard.
Now, let's get this clear, right? A lot of people have cell phones. We know that a lot of advertising is being done through social media, and there are also apps such as Weed Maps, which are really great for helping you guys find medicine when you need it. And truth be told, guys, yep, billboards are really cool. They have massive advertising structures that you can see on highways, and freeways, and overpasses. But the truth is, they're also expensive, but it can be argued that their reach is limited. There's only a certain amount of people that will be driving past that billboard on a daily basis and seeing your advertisement. While billboards are traditionally a great way of advertising, it's just that. It's super traditional, kind of old school, and a lot of companies have actually transitioned towards online advertising and online marketing. Now, that does not mean that billboard advertising is not effective. You guys can see there are tons of billboards all over when it comes to this type of thing. I've seen tons of them here in Colorado, and yep, some of them caught my eye, some of them made me laugh, gave me a little bit of a chuckle. There was one that said, you can get your gas for less than the cost of gas. And I was like, oh, that one's pretty interesting. Now, you guys got to understand that despite the fact that billboards are traditional and older styles of advertising, a lot of people who live in a local area, they actually drive past that area. They will see that. And those are the people that the businesses are trying to attract. The local people in the communities. They want to see what's going on. They want to attract them to this store. But despite the fact that billboards are slightly older, more traditional forms of advertising, people from actually using this form of advertising can amount to not only a block on their free speech, but it can also just restrict their ability to make sales.
No more billboards on the side of Michigan roadways. Fox 17's Julie Dunmeyer joins us to explain. What is this about, Julie?
Well, Doug, it's these things that state legislators are saying that they would like to see less of. Of course, dispensary owners telling me that if they take these billboards down, it's going to seriously affect their bottom line. They're hard to miss.
And I was going through, really, I saw two billboards that really bothered me.
And a new bill co-sponsored by Representative Mary Whiteford out of Allegan County could mean the billboards that bother this mother of three would be no more.
And I noticed that there's a billboard claiming that there was a new state flower.
For dispensary owner David Uccello, it's a bad idea.
How lawmakers feel that it is relevant to spend their time creating a legislation that really doesn't solve any issues at all.
Billboards are one of the only ways dispensary owners can advertise right now.
I mean, we have primarily two forms of media that we can use, and that's online and that's billboards.
And it's a big part of their business.
The cannabis industry is the #1 purchaser currently of billboards.
Saying if the legislators' plan to ban advertising on billboards becomes a thing, his business will
Okay, that's another market I gotta get into.
Right? It's been lifted in Michigan.
Oh
and
man,
more
billboards.
than half of the states.
Legislators saying their main concern is the messages these advertisements send to young minds.
We don't see any medicines advertised on billboards. We also know that tobacco can't be advertised on billboards. And I understand they want to have the opportunity to advertise But I'm still concerned about it being on billboards, exposing children to the belief that because it's legal, that it's safe, that it's good.
Now, what really gets me, guys, is the double standard. A lot of people have different views when it comes to billboards, and you guys heard it there for yourselves. The canna industry is the #1 purchaser of billboards. But let's take a pin on that for a second, right? Let's have a look at the pharmaceutical industry, guys. The pharmaceutical industry, we see tons of advertisements. They have billion-dollar ads that run on TV all the time because you guys know the big pharma companies, they got deep pockets. And on all those ads, there are always tons of negative side effects. So for instance, if you want to get rid of your runny nose, then you're going to have to risk side effects like nausea, vomiting, loss.
In most of the world, this is a strange sight. It's a TV commercial for a prescription drug. These ads are legal in most countries, but in the US, they're everywhere. On average, 80 of them air every hour on American television.
Ask your doctor.
Ask your doctor.
My doctor told me.
Ask your doctor.
The American Medical Association, a major group of doctors, has called for a ban on these direct...
Oh, shit. Every video start with something the doctor said. Damn. Fuck them doctors, right? Shit. I need a doctor. Call me. Boy, we got some music in our head. I keep telling you.
Consumer ads.
Cymbalta is not approved for children under 18. May increase bleeding risk. Severe liver problems, some fatal, were reported. Signs include abdominal pain and yellowing of the skin or eyes. Talk with your doctor about your medicines, including those for migraine, or if you have high fever, confusion and stiff muscles, liver disease, and before you reduce or stop taking Cymbalta. Dizziness or fainting may occur upon standing. Side effects include nausea, dry mouth, and constipation.
So yo, the double standard really gets me. The big pharma companies, they advertise all the time. And you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've also seen tons of billboards that also advertise alcohol. It may not be in every state, but I've definitely seen that. So I gotta ask the question, is alcohol... Personally, alcohol is a lot more destructive than the good herb. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. So that's sad to see what's happening in Michigan, but it's not only Michigan, it's also places like Massachusetts, California, and Rhode Island. But let's check out what's going on right here in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts lawmakers have filed a bill to ban billboards. 22 News State House reporter Jody Reed joins us live to explain what prompted this policy change.
Much like what happened with cigarette advertising, lawmakers want to ban billboards from advertising for both and alcohol. When a billboard advertising for the popular locator, Weed Maps, popped up on a school bus stop in the city of Haverhill, Senator sprung into action. She knew that young children were being exposed to this content on a daily basis, so she filed a bill that would restrict certain advertisements. The billboard was eventually moved, and the problem of advertising to 21-plus products in certain areas continues to be an issue.
So in that particular situation, I guess I kind of understand. You don't want to have it at a kid's bus stop. Okay, I get that. But I'm also just tired of hearing the kids being used as an excuse. The kids have been used as an excuse for decades. And the truth is, kids have also been getting their hands on stuff for decades. Because when there's a will, there's a way. Check out what's happening in California.
Welcome back. In March, billboards advertising will be banned along certain highways across California, including our Central Coast. The Monterey County District Attorney says they will enforce that ban beginning March 1st. This is for Highway 1 and 101, which is where you can find this billboard here. Consumption was passed with Prop 64 in 2016. However, it limited advertisements of shops on interstate highways. A ruling made by the San Luis Obispo County Superior Court might have ended years of debate. We are already seeing pushback tonight from this industry, calling this new enforcement, quote, irrational. Gavin Kogan, the CEO of Grupo Flor in Salinas, reached out to KION, saying Prop 64 passed overwhelmingly in the state and thinks this move is a step backward on the cultural evolution of accepting cannabis. He adds, quote, we will comply with the law to the extent that we can lease the billboards. We will accomplish that and hold our place until more rational heads prevail. Until then, we have to comply with the law.
So once again, the people have made their voices clear, but lawmakers, they just try to mess everything up. Not only do they try to mess everything up, but they try to make life really hard for the people operating in the industry. Now, in some states, businesses are not too happy about this. And right here in Rhode Island, despite a ban, businesses still installed billboards. Have a look.
At 6, the battle over advertising in Rhode Island is heating up. A Pawtucket dispensary today put up billboards on Route 95 in potential defiance of state regulations. Target 12 investigator Steph Machado was there as crews installed the billboards. He joins us now live in studio to explain the controversy.
Hi guys, well next week will mark 1 year since Rhode Island legalized, and business owners are frustrated that they still can't advertise their products. This was a rule left over from the days when only medical was legal, and with the long delay in setting up a control commission, the rules still haven't changed. So check this out. We were there today in Pawtucket as Mother Earth Wellness put up these billboards anyway. He sits right along I-95, and while Massachusetts dispensaries have billboards on the highway right near this business, Rhode Island's rules don't allow Rhode Island dispensaries to advertise. Now, the owner of Mother Earth, Joe Pacuris, declined to comment today about why he didn't go ahead and put up these signs, but he has previously expressed frustration at Rhode Island's rules. Here's what he said at a State House hearing on this issue last month.
The state of Rhode Island is currently allowing Massachusetts medical and rec dispensaries advertising capabilities on billboards throughout each and every Rhode Island highway. In addition, mass dispensaries are also permitted to advertise on Rhode Island's local television, print, and even the Jumbotron at Rhode Island Civic Center, while, ironically, Rhode Island dispensaries are not.
So while that may be one of the more extreme examples, that guy said, screw it, I'm putting up my billboard and I'm going to deal with you guys afterward. But what's really funny is that a short while after that, Rhode Island actually lifted the ban on those billboards. Check it out.
More local news. Shops across Rhode Island getting a boost, they hope anyway, for their businesses. The governor has signed a bill which eliminates the advertising ban in the Ocean State. Jay Coulter joining us live from a Pawtucket dispensary right now, which hopes to take advantage of this new law.
That's right, Patrick. We're live behind Mother Earth Wellness in Pawtucket. Now, we previously told you the billboards were expected to go up at around 8 o'clock. They pushed back around an hour, so we're probably anticipating those billboards to go up between 9 and 10 now at this point. But if you see behind me, there are already 2 signs on the building itself, and then this Coastal Cultivators Classic sign will become a Mother Earth sign in just a few moments. Owner Joe Pacuris actually defied the state's advertising ban last month by installing some billboards along I-95 here in Pawtucket. He was quickly told to take them down. Even though Rhode Island became the 19th state to legalize recreational marijuana last year, dispensaries in the state were barred from advertising due to a regulation connected to their license. But now that the ban has been overturned, Pacuris says he expects a significant bump in business.
This is going to be huge. I anticipate to see about a 30% increase within the next 3 months. This is going to be huge for everybody, including the cultivators, which need places like myself to purchase their products to stay in business.
Now, Pacuris plans to install 5 billboards directing Rhode Islanders to his dispensary. The new law will also allow Rhode Island dispensaries to advertise in print, on TV, and over the radio.
So props to Rhode Island when it comes to lifting that ban on advertising. But I want to find out what you guys think about everything that we discussed today. Do you guys think that in New York it's pretty cool that you guys will soon be able to consume your herb at the movie theaters? But also, what do you guys think about the advertising ban on billboards that's happening across multiple states? Do you think that banning billboards is good or bad? Drop
Good to
in the
see you. How
comments
you
and let me
doing?
know. Now, just in case you guys may have missed it, I'm pretty sure that there's one thing that we can agree on, and that's that a 2-plant count limit is really restrictive. So find out more about which state is doing that. Check that video out because it's coming up right now.
Yep, I'm getting ready to walk through the green room here in a sec. Show y'all the 2025 Auto Army, sponsored by Bear Miller, son of Odin Seeds and Genetics. Y'all know how he do. Big Brother Bear, Triple B Farms. Y'all know how we ride. One of the day ones coming back through with some motherfucking genetics, of course. You dig? Let's see, behind me in tent 1, I got 6 autos. Then in tent 2 over here, I got 6 autos. And then I got more autos in the green room. So, you know, yeah, I got damn near everything to capacity. All my buckets is almost used, so that's the good news, right? Well, hell, I could always order more buckets. I'm gonna have to order more buckets anyways for the next thing that I need. Shouts out to the next mission. Shouts out to get it in. Oh, well, shit. That's harvest day. You still gotta wait to smoke. What was done 30 days ago? Yeah, that's what I say. You gotta get them perpetual harvest set up. Get you another trap house. That way you can have a harvest every nut. It ain't even gotta be a trap house. You see what I'm saying? Hell, you might just have to get another tent. But yeah, Easter is definitely on a Sunday. I already seen that because I'll be pre-planning my fucking live chat sometimes. Especially when I know when the holidays is getting close. Really didn't have too much March Madness going on for me this year. But, you know, your big homie doing his thing out here on his YouTube. So, shouts out to the Higher Desert Exotic Podcast. You know, we fucked with them guys. Of course, y'all know to hit the Rumble link and go check out the videos over on Rumble. I'm live on YouTube tonight, so y'all know to go check out the Rumble because I had that video up so you can see the studio quality versus the live vertical. Shout out to the live vertical because you know I do my thing. No. Don't even do it. Once you start playing Fortnite, about the videos we do with the video part of the show. Now we get to see y'all the grow part of the show. You see what I'm saying? Shouts out to your favorite indoor garden consultant. You dig you an hour and a half into the video and you ain't even got to see the plantings we keeping wet right now. You see what I'm saying? I be cheating you. But hold on. First, what we gonna do is stop this Rumble video because ain't no point in me recording whenever I get up and go in there because they ain't even gonna get to see it. That's why you got to be in touch with both sides of the channel. So, you know, sometimes you don't get to see the garden, sometimes you do. If you don't, you see, that's why we have videos for it. Go check me out on both platforms. You dig? Shout out to the people that like your boy on YouTube. But shout out to you guys that love me on Rumble. You dig? Appreciate that. I'll be back to post that video here in a second. Because, you know, I got to post it to Rumble now. But hell, while I ride out, y'all can come with me. You dig? Anyways. Stop off at tent 2. Let them know they rent due. Show them what they hitting for. Yep, it's tent 2. Like you said, we got them double grape because that's the DG. Shout out to the double grape. Autos from Bear Miller, aka Sam Odin Seed Company. Y'all know he got us growing it on. Well, yeah, we keep something growing on. That's all. And the Vivo Sun 4x4 That's out to the Vivo saying got the Mars Hydro tent over there, but you know how we do. You know how we do. You Vivo son too. You dig? Rag over there for those that was wondering. Shout out to that part of it too. You dig? Shout out to Kansas City because that's how we roll around here. You dig? But anyways, let's see. We got plants chilling. They doing their thing. Yeah, they're just gonna keep growing, going and going and going and going, going, and then they're gonna want some more water because they over here going. That's tent two though. Let's go look at what's in tent. Not the tent one. Tent one light won't be on for about another 30 minutes, and I ain't gonna hold y'all up that long because I already done kidnapped y'all, made y'all wait that long just to get in the garden. And I ain't even gonna kick it with y'all too long in here. I'm gonna just let y'all see what the work looking like and be like, all right, that dude doing it though. He doing it. Shouts out to the green room because we doing it. Yeah, that cloner looking good. Look at them plants in the cloner. They nice and lush. Yeah. Plants is doing their thing. That one that I cut clones off of is recovering. Why you yell like Tupac? Because you said to live and die in LA, baby. Yeah, had to be there to know it. Let's see. I might make the next 5 minutes. Then I'm getting out of here because you know how we do over on Team DWC. I gotta get up to show you the strawberries because they over here strawberrying it up. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Look at these strawberries. Yeah, they changing colors and all of that. Yeah, all of that. We got action bosses. Shout out to the dragon fruit. They starting to get big, which is good because once I put them in other containers, that means they definitely gonna pop. You see what I'm saying? They gonna do their thing. People gonna be like, "Oh my God, I'm growing a dragon fruit." Yeah, I just dropped it off for $20. Yeah, pay me my money. See what I'm saying? Run that fade. These are the older autos over here on this side. Those was the ones that had popped the first round that I popped some. And then these are all the ones that came ever since, right? Yeah, they just been popping up every now and then, just like the one you see over here in the cup now. Yeah, I see you done popped up. But here's the thing, right? Look at this. Look, right here on the corner of this money tree. Yeah. One more popped up in a double grape cup. Shout out to them double grape genetics. Like I said, I went ahead and threw in all the rest of the beans that I had. So that's why we have a lot of new booties. Shout out to the new booties because, hey, they came in and filled up their spots. Like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and fill up some buckets. You see what I'm saying? Whatever we get, we get. If I need to order more buckets, I can and I will. Shout out to doing that part of the game because, like I said, we'll clear out some space. Throw away some trash. I need to grow in here. I don't know what the hell you talking about. This ain't no damn storage unit. This is the headquarters right now. You know what I'm saying? We put their work in the lab with the pit of the pad. Trying to keep this damn label off. A label. It's an actual LLC, so you know how we do. But yes. Here's the update on the indoor garden that we actually do run. So, shouts out to my haters. I would love to see what they would say about me because you did, I show the work. It's basic math out here. 1 + 1 = 2. If I hustle harder than you, what are you going to do? Yeah, you've already shot yourself in the foot by not hustling harder than me. Yeah, it ain't gotta be harder. It just gotta be hard like me. Shit, you dig? Your boy stay consistent. Corn in the building. Shout out to that 6 p.m. live schedule. You know how we do. Yeah, we got all these autos just over here in pots. Look at them just running. What you thinking about Tink Tink? They said running. But yeah, we definitely slapped out on plants, which is good because I like to see them. I like to watch them go ahead and do what they do. As they say, be you and be true, right? They definitely gonna be true. I like when they fill up that pot, right? Then they start coming up out of there. Get a little level-headed on them. Like, yeah, we just gonna do our thing, man. Don't worry about it. Shouts out to them autos, though, because like I said, hell, we keep a lot of things popped and growing on. Shout out to Barry Miller, because, you know, like I said, we got that. What? Zoom in, camera, zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Right there. That son of Odin Seed Company. Yeah, he out here chucking auto flowers. Like a pollen chucker. Like a pollen chucker. Y'all know them damn cloned plants that we have. They've all got roots in them. Like I said, if you seen them the other day, go back in the last live. Just look at the lives. Don't go to the highlights or the videos. Just look at the live. You'll see them. How much they done grew since last week. They doing their thing. And they got the airline in there. Because like I said, I started back using air again. Because I'm not arrogant. I be telling people what I be doing and they don't believe me. Then I'll be like, you're right. I'm going to go back to using air pumps. And calibrate my pH nightly. Which those might actually like that. Because they looking kind of angry at me. Like, they gonna do better. Because, hell, that's what they do. Hell, they be mad one day, happy the next. Definitely about time for their next round of CalMag. They be loving that CalMag, especially when they growing vigorously. Yeah, they'll eat up the calcium for the good, fast growth, and then the manganese for the nighttime production. That's what that manganese is for. It ain't manganese, but y'all know I say it's like mayo, nigga. Put it on everything. Look at them ladies, though. They starting to look big. You can actually see them good. Like, oh, yeah, that motherfucker's filling in and popping. This one over here, it was the little run of the bunch, too. But look at it. It's already got a whole nother top that done started to fill in. So, that's cool. I can already see that. And that was without even having to zoom. But, yeah, they coming in nice, man. They just gonna sit there, squat and do their thing. And then be popping up leaves on me like the hidden village of the leaf. Shout out to the hidden village, because you know we do how we do. But y'all know to look for your boy on Saturday at 10 a.m. Then of course again on Sunday at 10 a.m. because that's when I'm usually live on the weekends. 6 p.m. Wednesdays, you know what I'm saying? It's another day in paradise. But other than that, y'all know we finna have another day. And y'all take it easy.